Rito, this is it. The ultimate summer showdown. The Levoit against the Igenix Tower Fan. One of these is really cheap, the smaller one. The other one is a lot more expensive, but this is the one that I'm actually reviewing today. I've just got this one in as I've had this one a couple of years and I just wanted to really compare it to this brand new Levoit Tower Fan. So what's the difference? Well, first, let's look at this Igenix. So the Igenix is a very cheap budget tower fan that does quite a good job. So if you look at the controls on it, got manual controls, you've got 3 different speeds. You push off to switch it off. You've got a dial timer, so that goes up to 2 hours. And then if you flip it around, you can switch oscillation on or off. So you can have it spinning or not spinning. Now let's have a look at some of the more technical details on the back of here. Now this is a bit I'm really interested in. So this consumes 45 watts of electricity. So you might think, great, cheap tower fan, fantastic, it'll keep me nice and cool. But is it going to be the right decision? So then we jump across to this. Obviously a bit more money, the Levoit. We've got touch controls on the top, and we've got a lovely visual display there on the front, which I will show you in action in just a moment. And obviously much taller, like a heck of a lot taller. And then if we go around the side of this one, so we've actually got a built-in remote, which again I will show you more of later on, but look at it. Glorious. And it just slots back in there. 26 watts. You what? Yeah, 26 watts this runs on. Incredible. Okay, so I've just got them both plugged in now into a nice, lovely green extension cable. I know how to pick my items, don't I? So what we'll do a noise test. So we'll get the Igenix on first. So we'll go on to number 3, straight up. Microphone's here. Just going to hold it about 2 inches away, and you'll be able to hear how loud that is. Okay, now we'll do the same with the Levoit. Okay, so apart from the fact that it's massive and it's pumping out a lot of air, roughly about the same distance, the microphone, it is really, it's really a lot more powerful, which is a good thing. Okay, so what I've actually done is put it on to number 4. So it goes up to 12, 0 to 12, and it's pumping out about as much air as the Igenix one, but it is extremely quiet. So yeah, on full, it will be fairly loud, but you don't necessarily need it on full. I'm just going to talk you through the touch controls on the top of the Levoit Tower Fan. So we've got a nice control panel here with 6 touch buttons. So there's no feedback on the buttons. They are literally just touch the top of it and it will do what you need it to do. So just going from the top left, so that is the oscillate button, the one with the arrows going each way. And what that does, it either switches on or off the oscillate function, so moving from left to right. Underneath that, we've got what looks like the Greggs logo, for those of you in the UK. That is the fan mode button. So we use that to cycle through fan mode. So there's normal, turbo and auto. I'll go through those in a little bit more detail when we start playing about with it. And then next, in the middle at the top, we've got advanced sleep button, which that switches the advanced sleep mode on or off. And then underneath that, we have the power button, which literally switches it on or off. And then top right, what we have there is the timer button, so you can set how long you want the fan to be on for. So it will shut off when it's finished. And then we've got the fan speed button, which will cycle through 1 to 12, which are all of the different speeds that this does have. Now we'll take a look at the remote control. So the remote control, on the back of it, it just tells you that it contains a cell or coin battery in there, and that just has a screw, so you can unlock that if you do need to replace the battery at any point. Pretty similar controls, to be honest with you. So top left, got on off, and then going down, we've got the timer button, fan mode button, or Greg's if you're in the UK, sound display off, sound and display off button, advanced sleep button, increase or decrease the fan speed, and then oscillate as well at the top in the right. Okay, so the controls are a little bit difficult to get used to, but I'm getting there with it. So this is now in auto mode. So the reason it is at setting 1 is basically if your room reaches the right temperature, then it'll slow right down. Just to give you an idea of how that works, here is a table showing you what will happen. So if it's less than 21 degrees, your fan speed will be at 1, all the way up to over 31 degrees Celsius, and it'll go up to fan speed 12. So that's auto mode. So let's try turbo mode next. So I'll just get it back on, and I'll press my mode button, and we don't want that one, we want that. That's turbo mode. So what that does, puts it on full, and it oscillates. So that just does everything. If you're really warm, then that's the mode for you. So as you can see, it's just turning around now. Very loud, but absolute overkill at the moment, because as we know, it's under 21 degrees in this room. And what actually happens on turbo mode is when the room drops by 3 degrees, it will then drop to 6. And what will happen then, it will go into auto mode. So it'll drop down into auto, which is quite handy. So if you're really hot on a night and then you just want it to just settle down, that's the thing to do. That's the way to do it. So let's say we're in turbo mode now, and what we want to do is just adjust the speed of the fan. So we press the speed adjust button. So we've got it to, we'll put it at 6. So it'll keep doing what it does, but then there's a bit of logic there. So if the temperature increases by 1 degree, it will increase the speed. If it reduces by 1 degree, it will decrease it by 1 as well. That is cool. So we've also got the advanced sleep mode. Now what this does, it obviously turns the sounds off, which I think I've already turned off, but I will turn them back on so we can hear what they sound like. But what advanced sleep mode does, it lets you select your speed, then the display will switch off, and then after 1 hour, it'll decrease fan speed as the room temperature stabilizes. The tower fan then automatically adjusts the fan speed according to the fluctuating room temperature as you sleep and wake up. If it increases 1 degree, it goes up by 1. If it decreases by 1 degree, it goes down by 1. One incredibly cool thing is when you switch it off at the plug, when you switch it back on, it remembers what setting you had on. So if you just want it on advanced sleep mode all the time, switch off in the morning, switch on at night, boom, straight back in. Right, let's have a bit of a play about with it. So I don't want it oscillating now. So I've done that. And let's say I want the sounds back on, get a display on, and I hold down the Greg's button. There we go, we're beeping again. So now every time I press a button, we get a little bit of feedback. So there we go, oscillate on. Change the mode, we're on auto there. Change it again. We're on manual selection, and then turbo. So pretty straightforward. The remote control does exactly the same, so I don't really need to show you that. Timer, we can set the number of hours. I'll just stop it oscillating. So we could say 5 hours, leave it there, it stores that, and it just carries on running for 5 hours, depending on what mode you're in. Change the mode. Lovely stuff. Advanced sleep mode, there we go. Starting at 1, let's put it right up to 12. It has to be somewhere really hot, not in the UK for that to be appropriate. But it starts up like that. As the temperature goes down, it's going to slow right down. But let's say you want to change the speed of the fan. If you just tap the speed button there, and after a few seconds, handily, what you will get when the display is on is just a prompt to tell you how warm it is in the room. So it actually knows. It's very smart. It knows how warm the room is. I've been using this now for over 2 weeks. We had a massive heat wave in the UK. Well, it wasn't really a heat wave, it was just a warm May. So on a night when it was quite difficult to sleep, this thing came in really handily. So using the advanced sleep mode on a night just meant that there wasn't much noise, could hardly hear it, but it kept the room at a nice ambient temperature, adjusting the temperature when it got warmer or when it got cooler, which was exactly what I wanted. I don't want to have to push any buttons in the middle of the night to make sure that it's cool enough. I just want this to do it for me, which it does. So the range on this thing is phenomenal. So I'm about 8 feet away from it at the moment, and I can feel the breeze all over my body. It is incredible. I've no idea how it's thrown it so far and making so little noise. It does have a DC motor in it, which may explain that quite well. I think in terms of design, I can't really see much in there, but if you look at the way it's spinning, so the air's coming in the back, obviously, coming out the front, and the fins are kind of pushing it outwards a little bit, and it's mind-blowing. So when Levoit reached out to me to ask me to review it, I thought, Tower fans, they just blow out air, don't they? But my goodness, my expectations here have well and truly been exceeded. So if you are looking for a very energy efficient, feature-rich, smart fan, well, it's not really smart. Well, it is smart. It knows the temperature. You know what I mean. This is the one to go for. So if you do want to get one ready for the inevitably warm British summer or wherever you live, then please use the link in the description below. And thank you for watching it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, stay cool all summer. And I'll see you in the next video.